Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a brand new tier 8 heavy tank, the Charlie. Yes, the Charlie is, I'll let you decide for yourself. Obviously, it is a tank that is going to come in crates, so straight off the bat, I would say do not buy this tank because it's not worth the crates, and you could spend a lot of money trying to get a tank that isn't like fantastic. It's all right, it's not too bad, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money on the tank. So of course it is a British tank, and what comes with that British tank is some good things and obviously some bad things. So the turret armor, 178 millimeters on the front of your turret, which isn't too bad. To be fair, you can get some block damage with that. You can't really rely on it, but you know, if you get yourself in certain positions, in a hold down positions, angling, then yeah, you will be able to get some bounces. The hull, however, is just 110 millimeters. Again, you might be able to get the troll bounce, but nothing you can really rely on. So your DPM is on the kind of the low side, average low side, kind of 1,887. That is a reload of 12.4 seconds. Now, this isn't an autoloader. This is the bulk standard sort of heavy in tier 8. So the DPM is kind of average for a tier 8 heavy tank. Of course, there are some heavy tanks with better DPM and even some with worse, but it's average. The DPM is average for what it is. Penetration, you have 238 on your AP. I would suggest running this with calibrated shells because it does have HESH. That's what we love. We all love HESH. I love HESH, and usually most tanks with HESH I absolutely love. 174 millimeters of that HE, 75 for the cheaper round. But yeah, 174 against tier 7s, you will be able to penetrate most things with that HESH. So you've got a 390 alpha gun on your AP and 470 on your HESH. So if you can use your HESH, I would strongly recommend that. Now, what's different, what I think with this, normally your HESH is, your two HESHs are the same, but one of them is cheaper. But with this, it's the cheap HESH, or the one with only 75 millimeters of pen, actually does more damage. So you've got your expensive HESH that does 470, but your cheap HESH has 530. So usually I wouldn't run any of the lower HESH because I've got credits. I might as well just use the expensive HESH that has more pen. But with this one, you definitely want to carry a few more cheap HE rounds. I've got 4, but I didn't realize that this does actually more damage. So yeah, 530. So if you do come up against the Borziks, the Waffles, you know, the SP1Cs and stuff like that, and quite a few tanks, 75 millimeters of pen is still decent when you come up against that, or if you come up behind these tanks, you will be able to penetrate quite a few. So definitely use a few more cheap HE rounds, because 530 damage is quite a lot for a heavy tank. Aim time is 4. And the gun dispersion is 0.326. You do have 8 degrees of gun depression and a top speed of 35 kilometers per hour. So it's not overly quick, it's not slow. Again, it is kind of average. So we're just going to get into a game that I had. Nothing too special, to be honest, but at least it just shows you the tank itself and whether you think it is worth it. But for me, it's not worth getting while it is in crates. Yes, I know I'm saying it, because even though it's HESH, it still isn't worth that much money, or that much money that you could spend. Of course, I don't mind the tank. It's not a bad tank at all. I think it looks great, and again, because it's got HESH, I do love it even more. But it's not a tank that I'm really going to rush to get. I'm not like going to spend all my money trying to get the tank. It's not that great for a Hesh tank. It's all right, to be fair. I'm not saying it's a bad tank by all means, but it's not like one of the best Hesh tanks in the game. So currently there is quite a few tanks to my left, so this is where I wish it would be just a little bit quicker, because I really don't want to go to that left. I want to go to the right here to deal with these medium tanks with the 3 of my guys that are already here. So 475 damage. Now I could have probably used the cheaper Hesh, but I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't realize that it does more damage at this point. Until literally making this video, I just thought that the cheaper Hesh done more damage, sort of the same amount of damage, but it had less pen. But yeah, it does more damage, which I really did not realize. And I'm glad, well, it's a shame because I wish I did notice that, because I would have loaded more than 4 and I would have definitely tried using some more of it if I could. So far, 1,300 damage. Again, this guy just completely missed his shot. Now, I didn't really want to go for the HE there, but, you know, 488 damage done to this lightweight. Now, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I mean, he could potentially circle me, but you're not that slow to be circled. So I had no idea what that guy was intending to do. So 1,900 damage, 1 kill. This LTTB is just rushing around, and I'm like, okay, let him go for the type. And am I going to be able to get the shot and the kill? Yes, I am. Goodbye. Now that just leaves the 3 heavy tanks. So 2,197 damage. You know, it's not nothing amazing, and you can see here I don't want to go for the HE there. I wanted to sort of guarantee the pen on that guy, and because I did penetrate him, at least now he is a one-shot. So the thing with Hesh, like I always say, it is a high risk, high reward kind of thing, and that's what I love about it. You have to sometimes risk your shot to be able to get a reward from that. You know, if you're just going to use AP all the time, then yeah, fair enough, you got a higher pen, but you're not going to do as much alpha. And this is why I love the Hesh. Sometimes you could do 500 plus damage, other times you could do 2 damage. I've shot in a Death Star before. I've shot someone in a Death Star and literally done a couple of damage, and that's with something with as big alpha as that's got. So yeah, it is one of those tanks where it might not work for you. You might just do a bit of splash damage, but other times you'll be surprised that you can actually get the shot off and you manage to get the pen. So that is what I love about Hesh. You just need to know how to use Hesh, because again, it is just firing HE, but you can't just sit there and fire like this guy here. I can't just fire HE at him. I need to know where to hit him and the best place to sort of aim, and whether it's better just using the AP. So overall, I think it is a decent tank, nothing too special, even with the Hesh, but I like the fact that the cheaper Hesh does more damage, because it makes you think, like, actually, I might even try to use the cheap Hesh here, where usually something like an FV4202, you wouldn't use the cheap Hesh. You would just use normal Hesh, and you'll be able to guarantee that you're going to be able to at least pen these guys and do some damage. So that is the the CHARLEMAGNE, I think that's what it's called, the inventor with the camouflage. I think it looks a fantastic tank, and when it does come for sale for gold, then yeah, I would definitely think about buying the tank. But right now, because it will be in crates, I would recommend people to not purchase it right now. But overall, decent tank. Yeah, it doesn't have the armor profile. It can get bounces, but after all, it is Hesh, and we all love Hesh. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know if you do manage to get this tank and what you think of it, or if you come up against it and you already made up your mind. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.